What's up, lovers of whiskey and watchers of YouTube? I'm the Malt activist, and today we are going to count down my top 5 whiskeys of 2022. But first, the runner-ups. Before we begin, I'd like to welcome our first-time viewers. Thank you for clicking in. If whiskey is your thing, then please consider subscribing, maybe sharing, maybe liking, maybe even commenting. Anything to push that algo, if you know what I mean. To my returning viewers, thank you for your continued support and for hanging around. And a special mention to my YouTube members and my Patreon gang. Thank you so much for your support. Without you, this channel would be nothing. Now, on to the whiskeys. I have to admit 2022 has been an absolutely stellar year for whiskey drinking, especially for me, because I think I tasted more good whiskeys than bad whiskeys, and in my book that's a win. Honestly, there were some distilleries that were flying under the radar that sort of burst onto the scene, and with creative, innovative expressions, and I was super amazed, and managed to taste some excellent juice that was amazing. Some old school distilleries that churned out some absolute corkers, and glad to have got my hands on them as well. Of course, it was not all good. There were some distilleries that managed to disappoint us. I won't take any names, but Macallan. But no, I didn't say that. Did I say that? No, I didn't say that. I'm just gonna cut that out in the edit anyway. Yes, so there were a few distilleries that disappointed us, Macallan. But you know what? You have to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good, and it is what it is. But I'm very, very happy to say that, I managed to drink some really, really good spirit this year. And I thought, hey, what better way to celebrate the success of the whiskey industry than to name my top 5 whiskeys of 2022. I know, sounds a bit pompous, but when you refer to yourself as the malt activist, I guess you have to take everything with a pinch of salt. So what I've done with this list is pick some stellar whiskeys that I've managed to taste during the course of this year. And I had a basic criteria. It was that the whiskey must be non-chill filtered, okay? Must be natural color. Should be over 46%, 46 or over. However, I had to make an exception for one whiskey here, which is not 46%, is actually 43%. But it's a tasty, tasty spirit. So you know what? I have to include it because it's absolutely awesome. And that it should have an age statement. Okay, now I have to tell you, and I'll be very honest with you, these are just my own criteria. There are a ton of whiskeys out there that are excellent, that are non-age statement, that are maybe even chill filtered or maybe even colored, and you know what, liking those whiskeys and promoting those whiskeys, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, even on this channel, we've promoted whiskeys that are chill filtered and maybe not even natural color. But just for my list, just for my satisfaction, I feel that the way whiskey needs to be made is not to chill filter it, not to color it, and to try and serve it up at least 46%. So those are just my criterias, right? And there's nothing right or wrong about them. They just happen to be mine. But what I've seen, having discussions with so many of my fellow whiskey enthusiasts, that there's a natural inclination for, the seasoned and the weathered whiskey drinker to naturally gravitate towards these type of whiskeys that are, shall I say, pure whiskeys or honest whiskeys, right? Because they're an all natural color. They've not been chill filtered. There's an age statement to it. Transparency, that's what I want. There's an age statement to it. And you know what? And I know 40% is the base minimum, but there's something about 46 and above that really, kicks you in the butt and tells you that you're drinking whiskey. So those were just my criteria. If you disagree, well, this is all fun and games. Don't take any of this too seriously, okay? So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to count down my top 5 whiskeys for 2022. But first, runner-up, and we are going to go by price. I've not used price as a reference point for anything. It is what it is. Maybe some of them are overpriced, maybe some are underpriced and great value for money, but that's something for your wallet to decide, not me. So without further ado, let's go to whiskey number 5. I must reiterate, this whiskey is not in 5th position. It just happens to be the cheapest whiskey on the list, and I'm just going to count down to my number 1. But first, I'm going to do the 4 based on price, just ascending trajectory of the price. Okay, I think I made that clear. Let's go. The Deanston 18. What a revelation this whiskey is. I'd heard a lot about it. I'd drunk the Deanston Virgin Oak at a friend's place, which I thought was super flavorful. It was so yummy. And then luckily for me, I was conducting a masterclass for my whiskey club where we tasted 5 or 6 different 18-year-olds, and the Deanston was one of them. We tasted it blind, and as it turns out, it won hands down. And awesome dram, such a beautiful whiskey, and I think Deanston Distillery have kind of reinvented themselves in the last 5 or 6 years, and the juice that they're coming out with is absolutely stunning. So, if you've not had any experience with Deanston, I really suggest going out there and getting your hands on them. And you know what? They're coming in at amazing prices. Okay, so what do we know about the Deanston 18? It's matured in second fill bourbon and then finished off in first fill bourbon. Wow. I thought that was super creative. It's bottled at 46.3% ABV. It's natural color, non-chill filtered, and available to you for a princely sum of £75. I think that's a pretty good deal. £75 for an 18-year-old whiskey that is more than 46%. I mean, you'd have to be pretty much of a tightwad to complain about that, okay? So given where the whiskey industry is today, given what the prices we have to pay these days, right? £75 for an 18-year-old whiskey that is so delicious is, I think, an absolute steal if you ask me, okay? Plus, it's coming in at 46.3%. So, you know what? Stop your whining, stop your complaining, go buy this whiskey and drink it and thank me. And it's not just the price why this whiskey is amazing. Oh, that flavor profile: sweet citrus, barley, white sugar, gingerbread, manuka honey, white pepper, and that sponge cake. Ooh, mwah, so good. Absolutely love this dram. It is one of my favorite finds of this year. I'm just upset that I didn't get to drink it earlier, and very recently I came across the Deanston 18 and I managed to taste it, and I'm glad that I did. It's made me a better person, I promise you that. So go out, find it, buy it, drink it. Whiskey number 4 is the winner of one of my blind tastings of the 18-year-olds. I'm talking about the Arran 18. Wow. Now, I'm a huge fan of Arran whiskeys. I know maybe there's too much hoopla about Arran running around, and there's some people are like, oh man, will you stop talking about Arran? But hey, they're doing some good stuff, man. They're doing some really, really good stuff. My whiskey of the year last year was the Arran Quarter Cask Bothy, which was the 9-year-old served at cask strength, matured in quarter cask barrels, which was absolutely stunning. Just one of the most gorgeous whiskeys I've ever had. And again, it was that slight change in strategy and recipes to come out with these the expressions that really, really listen to people, and you cater to those people. And the demand was, hey, give us something that's unadulterated, give it to us at cask strength, and make the flavors pop. And I think that's what they did. That quarter cask was absolutely amazing. But now with the 18-year-old, which won my blind tasting, by the way, it was pitted against some serious contenders, but the Arran 18 came out on top with flying colors, and it was absolutely stunning. What do we know about the whiskey? It's matured in bourbon and Oloroso, bottled at 46%, again non-chill filtered, natural color, and available to you for also £75. Again, fantastic price for a fantastic whiskey that is super, super delicious. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. We have lovely flavors of toasted oak, vanilla, cinnamon, chocolate, ginger, red citrus, and floral right at the end. So, super stunning flavors, lovely, lovely dram. Available to you at a great price, and you know what? I think there's no reason again to complain. It's widely available. I think you can buy it directly off the website. I don't know what sort of prices it's selling for in the retail market, but hey, I think you can easily go on the website and buy it for £75. So can't complain. Can't absolutely complain about something that is so delicious and available to you at a very, very decent price. Come on, find it, buy it, drink it. Whiskey number 3 is another winner of my blind tasting challenge. This one was for the 15-year-old blind tasting challenge that I did, and this is of course the Tamdhu 15. Once again, pleasantly surprised, very, very happy to come across this whiskey and taste it and like it, because I had a very, very different perception of Tamdu back in the day, like, 10, 15 years ago. And I thought they were kind of not substandard is the wrong word, but I thought they were kind of generic, and I wasn't, it wasn't my cup of tea. But then I tasted these new Tamdus, especially the cask strength Tamdus, the single cask Tamdus, and they were coming out with spirit that was just so beautifully constructed. And then I came across this Tamdu 15, and once again, this was part of a blind tasting that we did for my whiskey club, and it came out on top as well, as it did in my video. So yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised that Tamdu is doing such amazing work. And what do we know about this whiskey? It's 100% matured in Oloroso sherry cask, bottled at 46% ABV, non-chill filtered, natural color, and available to you for 90 pounds. Now, this is the only time that I think that maybe a whiskey is slightly on the higher side in terms of the price. If I can get an 18-year-old for 75 pounds, why should I spend 90 pounds for a 15-year-old? So that's something you have to decide for yourself. But having said that, still a very, very tasty dram. In terms of flavors, we're talking apple pie, orange zest, sultanas, apricots, fruitcake, an earthy vanilla, and a clove to round it off. So everything that you'd expect from a pristine sherry cask maturation, you find in the Tamdu 15. And you know what? I find nothing wrong with this whiskey. It is beautifully constructed, and once again, very widely available. Yes, slightly on the higher side in terms of price, but hey, that's for your wallet to decide, not for me to tell you. So if you think this is a good whiskey, then I suggest you go out, you find it, you buy it, and then you drink it. My whiskey number 2 is the stunning Aberlour Double Sherry Cask Finish. This came out of nowhere for me, by the way. So this, incidentally, was the runner-up to the Aaron 18 when I did the blind tasting for the 18-year-olds. But I thought, you know what? It was so close. It was so close to beating the Aaron 18 that I thought, hey man, it needs to be on my list. And I gotta tell you, man, it came out of nowhere. It was a total surprise. I didn't even know this whiskey existed. I'm a huge fan of Aberlour. Visited the distillery, tasted the spirit. Amazing, right? So my friend calls me and he says, hey, I've got this bottle of Aberlour that I bought at the duty free from one of the countries that he was traveling from. And he said, it's a double sherry cask finish. And you know what? I can't find any literature on this. Do you know anything about it? I quickly went online and I was like, you're right. There's no literature. There's nothing. Bring it, let's try it, let's see what the fuss is all about. And then when I drank it, and he was kind enough to just give me his sealed bottle for me to try and open up for the video. So thank you, Rahul. This one's for you. And when I drank it, I said, holy crap, this is awesome. It was so good. It was just almost a near perfect delivery, in my opinion. And constructed in the most interesting way. So it's a mix of European oak and American oak, which is then blended together and then finished off first in PX cask, and then taken out and refinished in Oloroso, first fill Oloroso cask. So yeah, very interesting. But the only thing is, this one's bottled at 43%, which I know we said we'd like to keep our whiskeys at 46 and above, but for this one, I'd like to make an exception. It doesn't seem underpowered because it's so bloody flavorful. You know what I'm saying? So even at 43%, I think it ticks all the boxes. I wish it was at 46%. Maybe the entire drinking experience changes, if you bottle this at 46%. But at 43%, still, it comes across beautifully. It is non-chill filtered. It is natural color and available to you for 100 pounds. So yes, one of the more expensive ones on this list, right? But having said that, beautifully constructed. I love this whiskey. In terms of its flavors, it's a bit woody, tobacco, it has raisins, dark chocolate, blood oranges, roasted nuts, and stone fruit. So everything good about an Oloroso and a PX cask just coming together nicely and making this wonderful spirit. Man, I cannot complain. Absolutely cannot complain. So those are my top 4 whiskeys for 2022. If you thought I was going to just give away my whiskey of the year like that, then you are sadly mistaken. No, the truth of the matter is, I want it to be a surprise. If you can guess, oh my God, that would be amazing. Put it down in the comments below. What do you think my whiskey of the year could be? That video is ready and up and coming with you in 2 days time, right? So I'm going to be launching my whiskey of the year in 2 days. In the meantime, these were my top 4 leading up to my whiskey of the year. And frankly, if you can get your hands on any one of these whiskeys, I think you'll be a happy camper. And I urge you to go out and to find them and to buy them and to drink them. Okay? So thank you. So thank you for being a part of this video. This countdown 2022 has been absolutely amazing. You guys are awesome. All the good stuff. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will be back with my whiskey of the year in exactly 2 days. All right? I'm the Malt Activist. Until next time. Peace.